That's the hardest thing for folks to grasp is they so strongly want to get better and walk further, and so they think they can push through it, and it backfires. With nerves, pushing through it backfires every time. Sitting down as soon as you start to feel symptoms in your legs. This is a major problem I see with most of my patients and clients. They start getting symptoms down the legs, and instead of sitting and leaning forward to open up those spaces for the nerves, they try to push through it. And what happens when you try to push through it is your nerves are getting deprived of blood flow, and basically your nerves can't breathe, and so you're getting the pain, the symptoms down the legs, the numbness, the aching, the tingling, the shooting, um, the pain. And you need to sit down or lean forward on something to give those nerves room to breathe, because the longer that those nerves are compressed, the longer it's going to take them to recover, once you sit down and rest. And so the key is, once those symptoms start, go ahead and sit down or lean forward, give those nerves a chance to breathe. The sooner you do that, the sooner those nerves will recover, the sooner you can get back up and walk again. It's okay to lean forward slightly when you walk. This is one of the few times you'll hear me say that. Most of the time, you hear therapists and chiropractors and medical professionals saying stand up straighter. That's usually true. With spinal stenosis, when you lean forward a little bit, it opens up those spaces for them to pass through, and it allows blood flow to those nerves, and those legs will cooperate for a longer time when you walk. If you try to walk completely upright, it's going to narrow those spaces that the nerves pass through, and you're going to get you're more quickly going to get those symptoms down the leg. So lots of times folks do better when they lean on something, a walker, a shopping cart, something. And if your friends or family members, or even worse, if your medical professional tells you to stand up straight, my goodness, tell them to Google spinal stenosis, and it's one of the basic concepts of spinal stenosis is standing up straight eventually compresses those nerves, and leaning forward a little bit can be a game changer when you're trying to walk further. Real quick, if you're looking for a little bit of hand holding and you want to take control of your low back pain, check out my free mini course in the show notes. I teach you 4 techniques you can start using right away. It's basically like a one-on-one session with me. It's free. All you have to do is put in your email address, check it out. I think it'll help you. Don't be afraid to swing those arms and take bigger steps. You're not going to injure your back by walking. A lot of folks get real protective when they walk. They take small steps, their arms don't move, they get real stiff. When you walk, you want to make these movements more exaggerated, because that rotation in your spine is a gentle repeated compression and decompression of the discs. That's how your discs hydrate. That's how your discs get blood flow. That's how your back feels better. So don't be afraid. Swing from the shoulders, take bigger steps. If you feel silly, that means you're doing it right. But that's going to help those discs hydrate, and that's going to feel better long term. That's really what you want to do. You have to learn your pain free walking distance, and remember to stop before you reach that point where you get symptoms down the legs. If you take more frequent, shorter walks where you stop before the onset of those symptoms, you are going to accumulate so much more walking throughout the day than you would if you try to push through. You get one really good walk in, you hurt afterwards, you regret it, and then you're slow to move the next day. That sets you back. That's the hardest thing for folks to grasp is they so strongly want to get better and walk further, and so they think they can push through it, and it backfires. With nerves, pushing through it backfires every time. Nobody is different. Nobody is special. You can't will yourself through this. Nerves don't like being compressed. Nerves are finicky. They get angry very easily. So you have to find, if you can walk, say you can walk 5 minutes, but that's pushing it to your absolute limit, and you have pain to where you regret it the rest of the day and you can't move the next day. Okay. You're better off walking for 3 minutes several times throughout the day. Three times, three times, three times, three times three is going to accumulate, versus walking 5 minutes one time. You gave it your all and you're debilitated for the next 48 hours. So shorter walks, stopping before you hurt, and walking more frequently. That's how you accumulate more walking over time. Check out part one of my spinal stenosis series. If you missed it, it covers a lot of good stuff. Check out my free mini course in the show notes below if you want a good starting point. It's free. All it requires is your email. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you watching.